The other good news is that I don't think I have to go to any other Dollar Trees for the rest of the month because this wave I'm pretty much wiped out. Like, I literally had to put some back. I had so many. Hello everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to the channel. So I'm here today with, shocker, another Dollar Tree haul. I know I said in my last video that I had, first dibs at most of the Dollar Trees I went to last weekend, so I wouldn't have to go again. But I think we all knew that that just wasn't gonna happen. And so over this past week, I did hit up a few more just to see maybe what was left. And boy, oh boy, I found a ton of leftovers at a few different stores. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. And this video is actually going to be broken up into two different videos. So I think I'm labeling them like October Dollar Tree Haul Part 1. And then later on this week, you'll find Part 2. But know that this is really the end of September wave, which from what I've been told, the September wave and the October wave are actually one and the same. So hopefully you can find some leftovers like I did if you're searching for any of these. And I'm sure some places haven't even put theirs out yet because it's so different all around the country, as I'm learning from my awesome comments down below in my other videos. So thank you guys for sharing your experiences with me, because I'm finding them to be quite different than what I am seeing. And so it's always fun to hear what you guys are finding versus what I'm finding. So continue those comments down below. I really do appreciate those. But today I'm going to talk about 17 DVDs I found and 5 more Blu-rays. So lots to talk about, which is why I decided to split this up into two videos. So this is really the leftovers from the haul last week. Some of these were ones I put back and then decided, you know what, I do want this, and so I grabbed it when I was there just because it happened to still be there. So man, I did not expect to find this many leftovers, but here we are. So can't pass them up for a buck. So like I said, 24 movies to talk about today. So without any further ado, let's dive right in. First up, we have November Criminals, and I believe this was released in 2018. So the reason I grabbed this one is because it has Chloe Grace Moretz in it, who I really enjoy, and then Ansel Elgort. I was just thinking about trying to remember how I know him, and I believe he was from Fault in Our Stars, which he was excellent in that. So this is it looks like these two are falling for each other, and then their friend is murdered, and the cops aren't doing enough, I guess, and so they decide to take things into their own hands to try to figure out what happened to their friend. So sounds pretty interesting. This is one that I definitely grabbed for the cast more than anything, and it sounds pretty cool. So November Criminals from 2018. You guys know I'm a big true crime junkie by now, and so this one fits the bill. This is Charlie Says from 2018, and this one is actually a Shout Factory title, which I always love seeing at the Dollar Tree. So this is actually from the director of American Psycho, Mary Harron, and which I love American Psycho, so I'm really looking forward to this. This is the story of Charles Manson, but it's told from the female perspective, which you don't typically get when you're, hearing the story of Charles Manson. So very interested to check this one out. So Charlie Says from 2018. This one looks really cool. This is called Elizabeth Harvest, and this is about a woman who marries this man who is seemingly very rich and powerful, but then she starts uncovering something that is a little odd with him, and so she's trying to figure out what it is. This one is another one that is from Scream Factory, which I just realized. That's awesome. So very cool. And this one was released in 2018 as well. So this sounds really cool, and the poll quote on the back is fantastic. You can read it there. I can't really read it, but it's stylish, unafraid of sex and violence in ways that remind me more of those 70s, 80s auteurs than the ones working today, from RogerEbert.com. So I don't know. That sounds really fun and right up my alley. So we're going to check this one out. Elizabeth Harvest from 2018, another Scream Factory release found at the Dollar Tree. This is another 2018 film. This is called Black Magic. And there you go. You can see the cover a little bit better there. It has a really cool slipcover with it. So this one looks like an Indonesian film, which I didn't realize until just now. But you can see on the front it says inspired by a true story. So basically this family goes back to this guy goes back to his childhood home to find his mother is very sick. And then eventually they realize that there is an evil either living in his mother or in the house. I don't know which, but it sounds pretty interesting. So Black Magic from 2018 with just an awesome slipcover. This next film, I believe, is one of two movies that I have that are going to come up in both of these parts here that start with the word red. This one is called Red Island, and it's also from 2018. So this is the story of a husband and wife. The wife is an archaeologist. They go to this island to find Native American artifacts. One of the artifacts disappears, and then strange things start happening, and it looks like it is, a fight to escape the island at that point. So sounds really interesting. Definitely excited to check this one out. So Red Island. On the bottom it says Awaken the Evil. So hopefully this one will be pretty fun. Red Island from 2018. Our first film, not from 2018. This is from 2016. Another horror movie with an awesome slipcover. This is called Family Possessions. And look at there, our famous words, inspired by true events. That's two that have been inspired by true events, supposedly. So this one is just, it looks like the woman inherits a mansion, and of course it's going to be haunted. And so, yeah, we'll see where it goes from there. But looks pretty interesting. It's probably going to be one of those ones that is just not very good, but that's okay. The slipcover is what drew me toward it, because it looks awesome. So, it's worth it for $1 at least. So we'll check it out. Family Possessions from 2016. This next film is the only one that I've actually seen out of this entire haul, and that is Ty West's The Sacrament. So I think I mentioned this when I was doing my wrap-up video, because I watched a Ty West film recently. Not House of the Devil. I've seen that one. It was the other one, The Innkeepers, and I really loved it. And so this one is another one I enjoyed the first time I seen it. It was not a favorite of mine, but I liked it. And so for $1, I'm happy to have it in my collection. This is definitely one that I would have liked to have on Blu-ray, but again, for $1, I'm not going to pass up the DVD just to have it in my collection if I want to pick it up again. So, and I didn't mention, but this one is actually, it's basically like the story of Jonestown, the cult leader who brings his people to eventually, sacrifice themselves. And so they commit mass suicide. And so that's basically the idea behind this. The main character is, so they're in the world of Eden Parish, and the main character, they call him Father, which, is very much reminiscent of Jonestown. So it is a cult film, and it is very well done. So check this one out if you've not seen it. Hopefully you guys can find this at your Dollar Tree too, because definitely worth it for $1. So The Sacrament from Ty West, and this film is from 2013. This next one was very recognizable to me, but it's not one I've ever seen. It was out while I was working at the video store. It came out in 2011, and it's called Rites of Passage. So it has Christian Slater, Stephen Dorff, and Wes Bentley in it. But, look at that picture of Christian Slater back there. That's fantastic. How do you pass that up for $1? So, yeah, we'll see how this one is. Sex, drugs, and an ancient ritual. Anthropology 101 is a killer. So we'll check out Rites of Passage from 2011. If you guys watched my October TBR and TBW video where I talk about everything I hope to read and hope to watch for the month of October, you'll know that I picked this next one up, but this is Shuttle. And this one was released in 2008, and I've been wanting to see it since just around then. Like, ever since it came out, I've wanted to see this, but I've never come across it. So I've seen others find this at the Dollar Tree, and I just wasn't coming, it wasn't coming by it. But fortunately, this past week, I was able to find it in the leftovers. So this is about a couple of girls who go on a vacation to Mexico, and then their airport is shut down or whatever. Their plane can't take off, and so they take a bus to get where they're trying to go, and it becomes, as the tagline says there, a bus ride to hell. So definitely interested in checking this one. I will be watching this month, so check back for my wrap-up to hear my thoughts on Shuttle. But yeah, very happy to find this one for $1. So Shuttle from 2008, and it's going to be one that I watch in the month of October. I picked this one up, I put this one down. I picked it up, I put it down. And finally I said, you know what, it's $1, just grab it. It's After Doomsday. And I think it has a different title because it's available streaming on Amazon Prime, but it's called something else, I believe. I can't remember offhand. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be terrible. Like, there's not even a shot from the film on the box at all, which is usually an indicator that it's going to be super, micro budget and not very good. But basically this is a post-apocalyptic film where this woman is, walking across the earth trying to get from point A to point B, and all of these things are going on around her. So it's a survival film. Like I said, not expecting anything from this. If you've seen this, let me know how it is, because I just have very low expectations for it. After Doomsday, and this one was released a few years back. Looks like, I don't know, there's like 4 dates on here. It says 2009 to 2013, and then 2015. So I don't know which year it came out, but it's somewhere around that time. So After Doomsday from somewhere between 2009 and 2015. This next one is an interesting one because there is an Asylum film of the exact same name, and I've watched the Asylum movie and it was garbage, which I know will shock nobody, but this is called 100 Degrees Below Zero, so I figured I would give this one a shot. This is exactly what you think it is. It is an apocalyptic film where the world freezes over, and then we are trying to see if our main characters will survive or not. So yeah, I like dumb movies like this, so hopefully I will watch this one and enjoy it at least a little bit. So yeah, we'll see how this one is. 100 Degrees Below Zero, and this one was from 2016, it looks like. The cast on this one is incredible. We have Lance Henriksen, Dee Wallace, Justin Greer, and Kevin Sorbo. I mean, look at that. It's called This Old Machine, and this one was released in 2017. Another interesting thing about this, it is 68 minutes long only, so this is a very short one. But the cast looks incredible, so I had to check it out. Basically, one of the main character's wives gets murdered, I believe, and then he goes into a coma. He wakes up months later and then is trying to figure out who killed his wife. At least that's as quick and dirty as I can describe it here from the back of the box. So I don't know, the film sounds all right, but the cast sounds amazing, so I had to grab this one. This Old Machine from 2017. This is one that I actually picked up on my initial trip to Dollar Tree and then put it back, but I mean, look at that slipcover. You can actually see it is debossed here a little bit, which is really cool, or embossed. I guess I don't really know what the difference is, but it's just very nice looking. So this is called Sinkhole, and this one was released in 2013, it looks like. Yeah. So again, I'm guessing that this is just about a sinkhole. It says the earth will open. Let me see if there's anything else here. Okay, so this is basically a one location film. The sinkhole happens, the bus goes in, and then the kids are trying to survive on the bus. So who knows? I actually think this sounds even more up my alley now than I thought originally, because I love one location films. So we'll check out Sinkhole. So from 2013, Sinkhole. This next one apparently is must see for fans of killer clown movies. From 2015, we have Clown Town. Obviously, I'm not going to pass up a movie called Clown Town because that sounds amazing. And look at that cover. It's just fantastic. So yeah, we will eventually see how this one is. It looks wonderfully terrible. So hopefully it is all that and more. So Clown Town from 2015. And I have to imagine that somebody's watched this. Please, if you have, let me know down in the comments below how it is. Another horror movie with an awesome cast and a great slipcover. This is Ouija House. So this is from 2018, and it has Misha Barton from the OC fame, which was my jam back in high school. It has Tara Reid in it, and Dee Wallace is in it as well. So, I mean, like, that's fantastic. Like, how could you pass that up? This is probably not going to be one of those great films, but that's okay. It's one of those lower budget independent horror films that I am game for, so we'll see how Ouija House is. So, yeah. Not much else to say. Ouija House from 2018. Okay, so this next one, I'm giving it a closer look now, and I'm disappointed that I decided to buy this because it is in extremely poor taste. So, looking at the cover, you think, wow, that looks fun, right? So this is Joker's Poltergeist. So of all the character names, rather, that you can name your character, they named their main character Aurora Palace. So a man dressed in a Joker's costume is attacking someone named Aurora. And then, I just noticed, if you look at the background, where is he? He is in a movie theater. So, yeah. That's pretty shitty. I'm probably just going to get rid of this one and not watch this because that's pretty crappy. So, we're going to move on. All right, so moving over to the complete opposite side of the spectrum, we have Roald Dahl's The BFG, which if you're a Doom fan, I know what you're thinking BFG stands for, but it's not. It's Big Friendly Giant. So yeah, this is a animated version of BFG, which I know there is a, live action version of this that came out relatively recently. I've not seen that, and I actually just picked up the book to this not too terribly long ago. So I definitely want to check this one out after reading the book. So the BFG, and this is definitely one that my daughter will enjoy. So it looks really cute. We'll see how this one is. Roald Dahl's The BFG. All right, we have 5 more to go through, and these are the Blu-rays that I found. So first up, another one from my October TBW. This is Greystone Park. So this is a group of paranormal investigators go into this asylum, and obviously, paranormal things happen. So this is another one I will be watching in October because it is on my TBW. So check back to my wrap-up for my thoughts on Greystone Park. And this one was released, it looks like, in 2011. So this time last week, I didn't own the film Rock and Rolla, period. Now I own it on DVD and Blu-ray, both on double pack. So I showed that I found the double pack last week with, I forget what movie it came with, but it was Rock and Rolla and something else. And now I have it with Swordfish. So have it twice, once on DVD, once on Blu-ray. Why not? You know, it comes with Swordfish, which I didn't have. So definitely happy to add this one to the collection. A 2-pack, so 50 cents a movie. That's a great price. This next one is from 2014, and it's not normally a film I would pick up, but given the price, I decided to give it a shot. This is called Sword of Vengeance, which, you know, it is a movie, a period piece, if you will, and I'm sure it is exactly what it looks like. You know, it reminds me of something like Vikings or something like that, you know, 300, I don't know, movies like that is what it reminds me of. So, yeah, maybe I will enjoy it because I love 300, so there's that. So, Sword of Vengeance, and then my next one is actually very similar. This is Ironclad, Battle for Blood. So this one is actually the sequel to Ironclad. And I was trying to find the original because I had the sequel. I need to get the original, right? So I was at my local disc replay yesterday and I found it. I was so excited. They had it on Blu-ray for $5. So I grabbed it, took it up to the counter. They couldn't find the disc. So womp, womp, womp. What can you do? So I still am on the hunt for the original Ironclad, but this is another film that it just looks like exactly, you know, what the back of the box implies. So hopefully it'll be pretty enjoyable. It had to be somewhat decent if they, at least the original had to be somewhat decent if they decided to make a sequel. So there's that. But yeah, and this is another one from that Turbo by Accelerator, I think it's called. Yeah, Turbo by Accelerator Media. I was talking about that when I picked up Dead Mine last week. So hopefully this line is pretty good. But Ironclad, Battle for Blood. And like I said, this one released in 2013. If you have any idea where I can find the original, let me know. Okay, so wrapping up part one of this haul, we have chips. So on my return trips to the Dollar Tree, I actually found some bigger budgeted films, a lot of comedy films, that I wasn't seeing in my initial run. So I was happy I went back, and this was one of those. So I know this probably isn't the best movie ever, but I love movies like this, like these, you know, larger budget comedies. I tend to enjoy those. I love Dak Shepard and Michael Pena, so it should be a lot of fun. So I will check it out and see how it is. This is Chips from 2017, and that's going to be the last movie that I'm going to talk about in this haul. All right, so there they are, part one of my October Dollar Tree haul. Oh man, I'm glad I went back because I found a ton more movies that I'm really excited to have in the collection now. So let me know down in the comments below, have you gone back to your Dollar Tree since last weekend? And if you have, what have you found? I would love to hear about it down there. And as always, if you have any other insight into when Dollar Tree's getting more movies, anything like that, definitely let me know down in the comments below. I really do appreciate the help trying to find all these awesome dollar movies. So let me know down there. As always, if you guys did enjoy this video, please consider subscribing to Cinefessions here on YouTube. And if not, thank you anyway for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. And I don't just do movie hauls. I know I've had a ton lately, and I frankly will continue to have a lot because I enjoy those. But I also talk all things media. So we talk books, movies, video games, comics, podcasts, collectibles, you name it. If it's media, I'm interested in it. So if you are as well, please consider subscribing. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.